What do you think about Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua?
Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the...
What if I told you Joe Rogan just dropped fight rules so wild they make WWE look like a yoga class? Yeah, forget jab, cross, hook. We're talking rules that could turn Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua into the most chaotic showdown in boxing history. Did Rogan just save the sport, ruin it, or secretly invent a new one? Stay right here because you're about to hear the leaked rules nobody expected, and they are absolutely insane.
Just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league. Okay, look, Usyk, dude, the speed that he hits him with this, he's so dangerous, man. It's like you're dealing with a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist, and he's enormous, and he's got vicious knockout power, and he's got immense amount of experience at world-class levels. Just think about what we...
Joe Rogan has officially done it. He has created fight rules so outrageous that scientists, monks, and even the YouTube comment section are united in confusion. According to the rumors flying around the combat sports universe like angry pigeons near free bread, these rules are supposedly crafted specifically for the showdown between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua.
Gotta be careful what you say, because apparently Jake Paul's going to sue people if you say that his fights are fixed. But I'm telling you right now, if Anthony Joshua doesn't go out there and smoke it, I don't know what's going on. I'm not saying it's fixed, but come on.
That'd be a little sus if he doesn't go out there and do really well. And he even said, I was watching some of one of the press conferences they had, that he's training with Usyk's trainers and coaches in Spain. The dude shows up in shape, ready to box. It should be a mop.
Because when you think of perfectly balanced competitive chemistry, the phrase that absolutely comes to mind is a YouTuber boxer versus the heavyweight destroyer that sends planets into orbit with his hooks.
Begs the question, if Anthony Joshua ends up inflicting considerable damage on Jake Paul, how much does that reflect on you in Matchroom?
Everything we do in this sport, we want to make it as safe as we possibly can, but we have to accept the risks attached to it.
And this is risky, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it is risky. I think Jake Paul's crazy. I think he's delusional. But respect to him for doing it, and he's getting a load of money.
A lot of people saying this can't be real, you know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition, or it's going to be choreographed and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. Just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real.
And yet here we are, dissecting the alleged Rogan rulebook, because apparently the universe was bored and hit the chaos button again. The first bombshell, the alleged rule that Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua must weigh in. Standing on a single scale together, yes, one scale, not two.
The fact that Jake Paul wants to fight that guy, hey, I'll watch. I'm going to watch. I'm definitely going to watch. So you got me there. And if you want to show you're legit by taking on one of the scariest fucking heavyweights alive.
Can you get the tail of the tape of Paul and Joshua?
I was going to say, they got him to weigh a grade of 2.
The symbolism is powerful. One scale, one destiny, and approximately 1 million memes ready to burst into existence. Because nothing says fair professional matchup like two grown men awkwardly trying to balance on a piece of metal like a confused circus act. Forget sports science. The real skill test begins before the bell even rings. Whoever can stand on the scale without falling off automatically earns 10 imaginary points, redeemable for nothing but self-respect. But the fun doesn't end there. The rumors get even better. According to the whispers, between rounds, fighters will not sit on stools like ordinary humans. No, they sit on beanbags. Because Joe allegedly believes nothing toughens the warrior spirit like trying to stand back up from a beanbag while completely exhausted. Viewer satisfaction, guaranteed. Personal pride, not so much. And just when you think it couldn't escalate further, the next rumored rule brings things to an all-time insane high. No walkout music unless the fighters sing their own walkout music live. Jake Paul auto-tuned, Anthony Joshua trying to hit a note higher than a jump rope, the concert we never asked for, the performance we absolutely need. This isn't a boxing match anymore. This is a global variety show sponsored by Chaos.
To actually watch the AJ Paul fight. Reason being, if AJ doesn't dismantle Paul within 1 round, maximum 2, it is a failure for AJ. I'd like to see what happens. I genuinely believe if he doesn't win between 2 rounds, it's rigged. There's no way someone like Jake Paul can get in the ring with Anthony Joshua.
Apparently, Joe Rogan wasn't satisfied with just shaking boxing. He wanted to permanently scramble it like questionable eggs from a gas station. That's why another alleged rule forces both fighters to pick a spirit animal before the fight. Not metaphorically, they must say it out loud in front of millions. Imagine Jake Paul whispering wolf dramatically while Anthony Joshua calmly utters rhinoceros, and somewhere in the distance, Tyson Fury wonders why he woke up laughing. Then there's the rule that might redefine sports commentary forever. Every time a fighter clinches, instead of throwing punches, the referees are mandated to yell, "Get a room!" just loud enough to hurt feelings. No more passive clinching allowed. Now, embarrassment is the punishment and shame is the stimulant. The absolute masterpiece of the rumored Rogan regulations, though, is a rule so revolutionary that historians will study it long after the Earth becomes a galactic parking lot. If one fighter gets knocked down, he must solve a riddle before standing up. Imagine Joshua trying to remember what walks on 4 legs in the morning, and Jake forgetting what day of the week it is. Suddenly punching someone becomes the easy part. But oh, there's more. So much more.
Sort of a rehydration clause. Listen, kids, it ain't going to matter. You know, there's not a chance that Anthony Joshua is not going to just lose the weight beforehand. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio, and that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him.
Supposedly, the fight cannot officially end by knockout, TKO, or decision. The only victory condition is psychological defeat. The first man to verbally admit the other fighter might actually be better looking loses on the spot. The trash talk industry will never recover from this innovation. PR teams everywhere are preparing to file emotional distress claims. Naturally, there's also a hydration test requirement, except it's not the usual hydration test. Fighters must drink a full bottle of mystery liquid without knowing what's in it. Could be water, could be lemonade. They can't move until the referee says, "Go!" It's like a cat fight where nobody swings first, but the tension builds until someone thinks, "If I don't throw a punch soon, this is just 2 dudes breathing aggressively." And then there's the most therapeutic rule of the entire list. Fighters get 1 free timeout per match to emotionally vent about their childhood. The other fighter must listen respectfully while sweating, bleeding, and considering their life choices.
If Jake wins, then this fight is rigged, bro. And to be honest, most boxing fights are rigged, but if Jake wins, then yeah, I ain't falling for it. Don't get me wrong, Jake, he's a decent boxer, yeah, but the only real opponent that he's had is Tommy Fury, and look what happened. And now he's going against Joshua, literally, but I swear, bro,
The audience watches a grown man violently attack an invisible adversary while the opponent sits there waiting, probably rethinking career decisions. Science meets stupidity. The perfect merge. And the showmanship doesn't stop there. Reportedly, between rounds, the commentary team has to roast one fighter live on air. Not critique, roast. Insults sharper than uppercuts. Being hit physically is bad. Being hit verbally on national TV while trying to breathe, that's elite level pain. But every ridiculous rule has a strategic reason. That's the beauty of it. The entire list creates a fight environment where no previous skill set guarantees survival. Joshua's power, useful, but irrelevant during a beanbag sit. Jake Paul's cardio? Great. Until he has to freestyle sing his walkout song with a crowd waiting to judge him instantly. Could be a spinning wheel of disadvantage. Could be oversized gloves. Could be foam pool noodles for 60 seconds. Boxing tradition collapses instantly and hilariously. To keep things from spiraling completely into cartoon territory, a single serious rule exists. Any fighter who intentionally fakes injury automatically loses and must film a motivational TikTok within 24 hours. Because in this universe, humiliation solves everything.
So Jake Paul's 6'1" versus 6'6" Anthony Joshua. Jake weighed in for the Tyson fight at 199.
Yeah.
Joshua against Ngannou was 252.
6'6". Just not just 6'6", but 6'6", and knows how to use every fucking inch of it. Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're fucked. And he's...
Now, if you're still following, here comes the crescendo of chaos, the rumored post-fight rule. Regardless of the winner, Both fighters must sit together for a joint post-interview while wearing matching sweaters that say, "We tried." No tension, no drama. Just two exhausted men bonded by survival trauma. Whether any of these rules are real is up for debate, but there's one undeniable truth. If boxing actually adopted even a fraction of this nonsense, every fight would break revenue records. People pretend they want technical, strategic sparring, but deep down, they want psychological warfare, humiliation, riddles, and beanbags. And while analysts break down combinations and strategies, the public knows the truth. This showdown is powered by chaos and marketing, not technique. It's not about who has faster footwork. It's about who handles humiliation better when the referee yells, "Get a room!" 2 inches from their faces. Imagine the emotional roller coaster in the locker rooms.
What do you say to the people who say Anthony is ruining his legacy just by taking this fight?
Fans don't respect what he's done in the sport already. He's an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I sort of sympathize with him because I feel like if he doesn't beat him quicker than he beat Francis, people are just going to write it off. I'll ask you bluntly, have there been any discussions about there's an agreement, there's a secret contract? Have any of those discussions happened regarding this fight?
It's an 8-round professional fight. AJ wouldn't have taken it if that was the stance it had to be, if it was an exhibition, if it was you've got to hold him up for 8 rounds. It wouldn't suit Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going in there to knock out Jake Paul.
Joshua warming up like a champion, then suddenly being informed he has to sing his own walk-in music live. Jake Paul bragging about knockout power, then learning the ring introductions include revealing his chosen spirit animal to the world. No one is mentally prepared for that. And that's where the genius lies. Even the most terrifying heavyweight becomes human the moment he has to fight gravity while rising from a beanbag. Even the most confident influencer begins questioning existence once he hears, "Solve this riddle before standing up." This isn't boxing. This is gladiator theater directed by irony. And the funniest part is that if this spectacle really happened, it would instantly break the internet. Sports purists would write essays about the death of tradition. If the fight became entertaining, not in spite of the insanity, but because of it. Suddenly, the YouTuber isn't just the underdog. He's the riddle-solving, beanbag-escaping, karaoke-performing, psychological resilience specialist. Suddenly, the heavyweight puncher must master endurance, improvisation, and inner child healing. A new era of combat emerges, deeply ridiculous, wildly entertaining, and scientifically unhinged.
For how much they're getting paid, about much 177 million, whatever, and they're splitting it down the middle. So I hope it's not a game because I want to see some blood. I want to see somebody's teeth falling out. So I told Anthony, I already messaged Anthony as I listen. I tell you what, I said to AJ, if this goes past 5 rounds, everybody's going to be having a go at you because you can't go past 5 rounds with this kid. It has to go past 1 round or 2 rounds. Past beyond 4 or 5 rounds, people are going to be doubting you as a fighter.
Traditional boxing isn't threatened by technical innovations or new training methods. It's threatened by the universal human desire to see 2 elite fighters forced to emotionally bond in matching sweaters while VR footage plays in slow motion behind them. So maybe, just maybe, the greatest plot twist of all is that chaos sells because chaos reflects real life. We might not fight in rings, but we deal with beanbag moments, riddles under pressure, cringe confessions, unexpected plot twists, and spiritual battles with our own egos. And that, apparently, is the beauty of the rumored Rogan rulebook. Whether the rules are real, exaggerated, or born from the collective imagination of the internet, one thing is certain. The moment Jake Paul steps across from Anthony Joshua under these hypothetical circus-level regulations, the world will stop. Not to witness boxing greatness, but to witness what happens when logic calls in sick and entertainment takes full control.
I mean, he will want to, he won't want to, as the saying goes, he won't want to play around with his food. You never want to do that. And by the way, I've heard people say, I bet there's something in the contract where you have to take it easy on him. I mean, don't be so ridiculous. Can you imagine? Also, by the way, that's illegal. It's a professional contest. You can't have an agreement about how a fight's going to go. That's called fixing. So we're going out there, not, AJ will make the decision what he does. Will he go in there and just have a look for a minute or so? But probably he was supposed to have a look.
And in that corner of chaos, confusion, and comedy, everybody wins. Because when the dust settles and the final bell rings, or whatever sound effect ends this fight, possibly a foghorn or an air fryer, the world won't remember the scorecards or punch statistics. They'll remember the moment one fighter tried to stand from a beanbag like a tranquilized giraffe. They'll remember the live mic confession nobody expected. They'll remember when 2 walk-in songs nearly triggered an extinction-level audio disaster. They retell the story of chaos because chaos is unforgettable. Maybe it needs more unpredictability, more weirdness, more moments where even trained professionals think, how did I end up here? So if this fight actually happens with these rumored Rogan-style rules, don't blink, don't question, don't search for logic. Just watch, laugh, panic a little, and enjoy the spectacle. Because this brand of insanity will not last forever.